Your runners, let's make the chat, but when I asked me to thank you to the chat. Let's make this chat. Let's make this thing up. You know, the generados evangelistas are always the same, except for the people we were rescuing. To say truth. It's the Nazi party for Saddam Gamar and the Beast. Another one are the same except the victims. Naturally, since the beginning, we're associated and knew, and always rises to playing the superdont, like I said, of the biggest league and the supremacy superior. But the reality is I will be pejorative and I will be making mock of Adonai. I'm going to tell you about this. I'm not saying I exist in 1 a.m. To the blowjob of militaries, they had a being, not me. Evangelizers, Mandaroga. We mean witchcraft, even making a plan that they goes to destroying the genitals and the heads and the fingers and whatever this is of peoples that they get naps, telling that they can allow me for I to learn and then done. And I just show where will be my interest with that. If I will give my life in for them, like any diablo de mierda, which evangelics are supporting the soul and part of, and making themselves. Example, the supposed fantasy of mine, of Saddam and Amar, and the supposed fantasy of mine about diablos retorcidos psicópatas trogloditas creídos de forenses argentinos with the part of the field. Other reality that I will have the cycle fantasy about persisting with the idea of Saddam and Amar, my supposed trauma, which the supposed childhood, with the supposed I will wish and want, uniformed, and I will put my borders over fetish, religious, repressive, bipolar, fear for I to be discovered and seen, and none liking, and none ever wanting, and none ever wanted, and none ever wished, and to face the reality that would be all delusional and nothing real and nothing truth, but everyone will be respectful and respectable, and everything will be just fine, and no one will ever do nothing but my psyche, and the reality of Birman with evangelistas degenerados that dare to declare that I would do. Everyone. Signating, this is the petition to the government of Argentina and the government of UNASUR, and the rest are to regretted. Especially choose. And while making the stage of brujas de mierda, telling God will endorse God, that they will be the braves of the Lord, that nothing will ever happen, we will be allowed for. After all, diablos de mierda keeps on saying that I will be the demon. Deflectivos a rofal di ashtaki bat atushik rust atuban. There is the Torah that we came on talking that I said. Well, these palabras abominadas, saying once, there's to keep on saying, tell her, perra de Sodoma and Gomorrah, they will do. And the rest all. Other reality, I said, they are an abomination, and a big one, and I'm going to show, and I'm going to describe, and I'm going to denounce about this. Evangelism, Christianism, is one of the abominations described all through the Falachol Adesto Oron. You go to Egypt and you see Fel Bluati Kamberov Achamatov Leshpo Avosada. Leshpov Tospa Okaram. And in Egypt you read Feuluat rani ramasi evangelusi vasemus. Evangelasu MATRAHTA'V. Roplovom ravasuanda vesprochiliki nesidim. The evangelic term doesn't come from no Rome and neither from no Elchai, that they call Lord, Almighty God, Holy God. Adonai have mercy for victims and for it and innocents. But evangel is exactly diablo masculino y femenino para Egipto en Sodoma y Gomorra. And doesn't mean giving the news. The word will be Milim Ba'at Sesicha Chai Kadosh Baruch Haba Adon Shle'et Sicha Etza Isivish. And doesn't mean evangelism. Means giving the news of the reality as welcome the news at the good good adventure, blessed ever, the one that provides the blech v'sili walk through to give it. The effort to go at the commandment of El Chai. And it's not evangelism. And evangel from Latin and from Rabatav is nothing like thesis, like deflective everyone were and will be. The layering they will know and they will describe and giving the definitions and the identifying for. And you understand Evangelu from Egypt and you go to Sa'utau and Evancho, Evangelak, Evangelai, which provides the reality of evangelic in the whole of the languages, is the reality of ferment of abomination delivered from the puke of the inhering female of the beast of Bat Atzarov, which is a lizard. Has hormones that cannot tolerate them, pukes and is nasty vomit of rodents ferment that also kills. And that is what the word means about Amata. And delivered into any other language is Evangelu, Evangela, Egypt. Now, Torah. Sepov Arhadespodal Kibi Rabeformat Lechi Bisbosha Sibim. Skopleti Karafachal Karafotblet Karabatova. Inskolte Skolak Refoch Machaltish Otzimir. You go to the Inshkel Vima, not in Israel, at Shafua, where these Perras profanely determinately that they will have to be me and not me. There's to keep on the learning with Evangeluka Mantaluta. And you're going to understand this term. Our everyday words and our everyday abominablest. And no one is going to stop and everyone's going to go to hell. But victims. Sopleki revefuch matela karafachalati veshochal kimara. Ropleki maravefocha belbates batleki refachal vesofim. Stelu shekelo ravachilavuma blevesochal vetorama fachum. I will caplicama ravefechua blevesecha disposef shevavarti. I will come out to rough to prostitute myself. I will be the whole night with militaries in a bonner, and everyone will just come inside me, and I will be crazy, asking for more, and totally disformed, and I will heal in the arts of the devil. Like where in the times of Yeshua, confusing the people and making the plekim or revefechua tlecha lechamatlekim are evangelu, evangela. So plekim or revefechua bleta, rama plekim or revefechal besoshava, al kevorem fachal vetorim, pleki revechua blevesocham, sel toa shel kaver revefachal edismot lekim aremin, you read. Te ad atzel kesh eveto ro ad nemot. Selushel ma revestim evanchau, bank atuam, role kovan revesich metia, shebo pleki arpacham pavamot. שכל רווחה ובלבסו חלוקה ולכמה רווחה בלבסוסים. Tal que romba remava redochal kimoromba pletsech visos hemblavas patov. And that is atlak atzada, right and will, but at the translating, van ataroma language. Now, dakle kimbo revefechol am berevetach machal besmon shash moti on shashpa antarom. And you go to Torah. Outzel ar erom, be'atzima en chovas pasim. Te'atzasha karacha lacham. Soplaki marravefechwati kamarravesochashvelati kamarravesochamatam. And blokerem republiki marravefechol chavatli kamarravefochal besosh. Spleki marranam. Recurrently, there is read about Afesval at Afesman and Natikam Batlevesim, which only would just translate the plikal alik alivol at the bones. To not tear, to not go through, to not accept, to not proselyte, to not give in, to not let hand. From the Plekim of Ravesech Lakam, but Plekim of Ravesech Ishvasim gives the complete of the Plek Ravech Matzim because of translates the complete of El Hamasim, relax Bentlam, and at the bottom, for these are my terms, at the reality that I give you, Kadosh Mila Mi and Tevamak. At the truth of the Plekim of Ravech that this is commandment for the reason of I know evangelusi leshulasut. And no one proceeds but for abominables which loves and likes, presuming I will be with them and are Sodom and Gomorrah. The ferrovech halachmatim, sorry. Skalkova revefechol kamal revefochal kiva retachla and sevoshapti kamacham sopleki revefot. And the suggestion will be 4 tracks. And it's the same symptomatics of edo inotemotinosema and klestomesotisoma that are putting in my body and the parasites. Now, it's not what I drink, it's not what I eat. Galkova Rabefech Machal starts to keep on saying, I'm going to do it worse now. Because you gotta learn that I command. Telling you this. Sorry, my moment of I'm gonna put in that. Skol plekim of Rabefechol blekta, Rama plekim of Ratzishkal, Chavak pleki, Varchavachuat. Am plekom of Rabefechuat, Liki Vireshiti, Kisheveshe, Amasheve. Tzal Bokar Rabefachal, Kamo Rabefachal Vesmotaram. Saplekal Gemorrevecha, Bleki Varesachal Vasofamater. Ansteshel Koshelaki Rafachmata, Bleki Vachovasafini. This is the reality what keeps on making the witchcraft and the generations, this perros de generados y perras evangelusa, making the chat for to word, which doesn't work. And it's not authority given or delegated or stamped by no El Chai in no one. And victims Sodoma is going to take, and they are nothing in front of El Chai, nothing in front of me, nothing in front of us, nothing in front of Israel. Primarily, and nothing in front of Elaron, primarily, and will never be, and ever shall remain nothing, except victims, and nothing, everyone dies, and nothing shall be ever after. Then, and okay, like you said, and like you wanted to say, they're to saying that I will be a mendigo. That I will have nothing else because of they will prove that everything will be done by them. But Lord will punish me and dispossess me and everything will belong to evangélica perra, criminal de cuarta, perro diablado, que es lo que son. Y todo degeneradazo que encima se atreve a sonreír. Companioning the reality of the perrado diablado, evangelista, criminales de cuarta, with the pardon of victims, which is what everyone and bodies are. At the clear of this and the reality for the soul, they will be the suffered ones and so punished and so hidden because of the whole I done and the whole I do and the whole I were doing. So they said that they will prove and they shown and the Lord will never punish me because if I wouldn't stop to doing, that nothing will ever be able to either to hear and I wouldn't attach the authority causing damages and destructions all over disasters. I wouldn't be nothing of God because of. They will be so suffered and so, oh my God, the things they've done to us because of me. And the rest all, which is exactly perros diablos degenerados, presuming to be of God and supposedly delegating and delivering the reality of this and also anointing masonry. And it's no lie. Which they cannot anoint. And the profanation is a quote of they are going to die after. And whoever supports them and helps them is dead already and forever with them. Now, they said I will be mendigo. And I said the simplicity. They are gonna mendigar a very rotten, ever degenerate, sodomaki, milky, all through the hell ever after death. And it's what it's gonna happen to every one of them, inshallah. And no one will go out of this. And no talisman of no profanation of the whatever to be the reality of the the profanation of my person and trying to trample me on the plethromasim, let's possess him, put it in them and we control it all and we see everything and we are gonna be on top. Diablo de mierda. Ain't not gonna happen what they said ever and ain't not gonna be ever at all. Never happened and won't. And the reality of them determination is them graves ever after, and them surgeries, them cancers for dying. Shala. And in the middle of this reality, ain't not gonna happen, except what I said, which Adonai endures, El Chai. Whatever victims, Adonai is gonna be mercy. The rest are hell meat. Shala. And ever after. So delusional, degenerados, abominables, evangelusa, I'm gonna put in orders this shit. And not perrosca y degenerados evangélicos, presuming we will be the problem when they are the abomination. Now, this is exactly the term. Plekimo revefachal kima evangelikivo revefochal vespatim. So plekimo revefechol chavaplekima chatchividim. Do you believe that? He's so believing. How? We told you his talents have made it. We proved with this. You're taking the money of brain. You're taking everything and everything is wrong. We told you. Telling you one thing. Believe. That believing is a very talisman on the distortion for the victim's innocence in humanity. And the believing is an engine for diablos degenerados, masones y Sodoma y Gomorra, y su Sodoma y Gomorra ciudad evangelistas unidos, to make a market. Like we said, they need to be between and telling, I have this all, do you need anything? I am gonna come in, and I'm gonna be the one to be the, who determines who's gonna have and who's gonna not. Do you need anything? Everything you give them belongs to me because I am here, and they just came to me and wanted my flowers and everything that I had to give. They sinned. They made them a disaster, so now I'm gonna determine, do you need anything? And these are evangelics. and it's no lie. Now, the reality is, en pleki mo rebefecho al chalekam, reblaki mo rebefecho a blebespikta chal chashevan, en pleki mo rebesechan. En bleko rebefecho platika ma rebeshochal hintere, in supplements En pleki mo rebefecho platechi tishvatachan, and sebon. So suddenly we found out a lot of reasons and a lot of situations, and between the whole, we found words. The clear fact of the real understanding. They presumes of good, they sells images of good. They shows good, they goes like holy pristiness, elements all around, like a very elemental blekamarabesacham. And oh, brother, all of us will sin, and Lord has mercy, so you just regret. I'm going to show you the way. Once you're in, you're meet. For them pleasures, them designations, and determination what are taking off of you, and what are put into you, for you to be them. Lord, show me you have to be. Oh my God, I'm going to pray like any witch. And I'm sorry for victims, and I'm serious about this. Now the reality of that word determinates which is not word to say, is commandment, and not ties by Adonai and testimony for. To understand who is Achai and what to follow. Rule, elemental, real, clear fact. So plekimo rebefechaliki, rebefechal bitaramachalki, bohrebesasishveti. Reploki me rebefechol bitamarachalaki visochacham. Salotikaschalaki mo rebefechol batachardiki shvasim. Impleto rebefech motzim ashlaki shkelaki rebefochareza. Ampleki mo rebefechol bletech vesvashafim. Everyone presumes to be expertise in the spiritual powers moving. And this as well. EVANGELICALS. The reality to be worked. Oh my God, worked. I've done something and oh my God. And the reality is, spiritual is not a market for the generados, not a market for diablos, not a market for confusional, and not a market for victims taking. But they do. And EVANGELICALS especially. Koblekimo rebefachvatam, an rebefechoa bledesparatika, replakimo rebesochal chalakimo rebespasim. The spiritual were filled for everything as meaning supremacy pretended of God. We have been watching all through SODOMA, GOMORRA and KIRSHCNERS, which are the same, and UNASUR, making this presuming government of the world for the making a very teller job and a a profanation and bringing a demon that Adonai said no, but announced will ever be coming for the reason of what it were the war against the high. But Adonai said, we're ending this, and I bring my Eliyah and my Moshe. Moshe will do the pleki like Catholic and everybody were discussing about that, and Moshe is commandment making, and commanding, ba pleki and I am Eliashua, and pleki I am naturally too what I can for. Just as I'm putting them there. So suddenly, they determinate the whole Karabi. Lord is love, Lord is peace, and Lord forgives. No matter what it is a sin after all, no matter how you done or what you do. There is just sin for the Lord, and it's a lie. Because of Lord judges and makes the reality. You have done against yourself, you are corrupted, you are prostituting yourself, you are making things that I told you not to do, you are lost, you are victim, you are destroyed, and you are a son of a snake, genocide and Sodoma, and Lucifer. And not matlikim, abominations against my name, presuming you will come to my kingdom and be me. Or whatever the letters, your matachol, Shetofo. Lucifer told you to. And Adonai sees the one that suffers, the one that is victimized, the one corrupted, the one destroyed himself. Wake up corrupted and don't you dare no more. You come on, I'm going to leave you. In the condition as this got to be away from the whole and set you in condition of healedness. You, suppressed and confused, come on, I'm going to put you clear. You, don't you stekli kamaradzim, forget the stupidity. You don't prostitute yourself. You don't do robbery, come over. Forget the black mahalaki sima thing, I know my word, but you, Sodoma, I'm going to bury the hell. And you are going to pay for the disaster you caused to the others. And that is the way of Adonai. And so worse. So this Diablo of the Generados, presumed of, because of we come with the peace of Lord, and with the easy thing, and love, everybody kind of regretting, come on, strategy. And the strategy is they the liars. And the strategies they do and cause us disgusting events against El Chai and the real people of it. Or him, better say. So suddenly in the middle of this, Evangelusa, Faratu'Sh'Ha is exactly the term because of comes from Egypt. And from the Roman, Arkalut at the top and Roma, Fatu. And never were no difference except victims. Corrupted, prostituted, destroyed, robbers. Come to regret to the Lord, I am your star. I'm going to have my stars in my crown. By the hand of Lucifer. And thirst to offend themselves and saying that they are offended. Perro de cuarta. And thirst to saying teller to the one that says God is possessed of everything that the Lord says. Because of they pursues and desires to be authorities and they will accomplish what they determinately witches are. Will just proceed with. And that Adonai will endorse. What Adonai said, abominable freaks your death. Now, and are profaning themselves. To know what happens. Now, fetlekim o revefechol, batlekim a revefechal disim, kelpo revefechol latikam, o revefechol chava blekim a revesim. And there comes the back. Tierra viciada, maldita y muerta eterna, y ninguno se libra, excepto víctimas. Tierra abominada y parrada infernal, maldita Argentina. Rotlekim o revefechal jinib. Rotleki magre fochal bledis bachta chalchanam. In sosleki sloskekal angre fochalekim revesofanad. Rotleka magre soshela. Rotleka mangre fochal dispo ateslo Hashemolam. And this is the reality why abomination is evangelics Christians and Catholic, but victims. Clear fact of Bleki Mochaves Bachal, Chavat Bleki Mochavesim, and Adonai said, I rather one homosexual of those that you destroy and denigrate and reject, because of at once recognizes me, are capable to making the effort to not coming through because of where exactly what I said. That the whole of this together, presuming of being heroes and handling the most of the hardest buckets and the miracles supposedly happening and the supposed healing and within sanity and healing like curanderas, which are, and the supposed rebel and the supposed judgment and the supposed all being supposed prophets. And the delirious sickness demon bunch off. Delirious to be El Chai. These are not different. Ample kamareve fechol chamaple kamareve fechol tachliki vishochmav. Ample kimoreve fechol pletiv amaplech bachal vesosedi shelev. Lenkor reve fechmot lekima reve fechu aple vesachnikish vasia. Rematan. So the reality of this delivers into ¿Para qué sirve eso? Eso no es el Señor. Pero nosotros vamos a decir que vamos a hacer oportunismo de diablas. Like any other. Like any witch. And Sodoma y Gomorra still profaning me with parras abominables. Make what they says can be gathering. With parras evangelusa. Now the reality of this, and pleko rapahpa, and pleko rapahal, and sebo plekimo resposa shalem. Then the reality comes forth, pleko regamachal kimo rebeso halbeso, ishko pletech machal veniv. And whenever you understand the reality of what Adonai don't want to put in exposition except the ones that follows him, is exactly what they need to strategizing and saying that they are going to confuse and taking positions and knowing how it happens and what it is, to destroying, and everyone will be just at the Batlegi Maharasim. So the term will be Aplevech. And the reality is they are conscious and intentional about this, and everyone part of. Because of power, power, power. Whenever you say power, 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 and it makes move power and making power and erect power, and the Holy Spirit and the power, there is El Diablo. And the anointed, there is El Diablo, except for the recognized by El Chai. Whenever Adonai says and shows testimony, with ruach, not power. I've done it, Lord. So the reality is en plekimo reve fachal chilikan, ish kobletikam reve fochal vespot lekiver chovesosher. Serpimo reve pach fachal kimo reve fechol bletefes matar. Remblakimo reve fochal chilikama chalikivososim and gives Nasashem. Se las hizo. Andate a tenerlo internal porque nosotros ganamos. ¡Ay, viste! Ofendió a los evangélicos y les robó. Ya lo probamos. Se les ibas. Diablos de mierda. Los unos y los otros. Fonklekama rebefejol abima rebefejol batzematim. Galchamatlam. With 8 accounts invented, where $78,000 will be each, anyone will ever work. Stolen through the money that had to be given to me, telling that that will be my account, my hide and secret account, that they will ever show. And I would confess and say, because of his masking, but he's a television. Foblekimo rebefachala kamaretachli shavema. Sepleco refejó aquí para la ofendió al gobierno, ofendió a las Fuerzas Armadas y al Ejército, y lo vimos hacer lo que siempre dijimos que hizo. Acá se les acabó. Hizo todo el tiempo lo que nosotros dijimos, ahora le toca. Vamos a hablar con la madre, con la familia, porque tiene que ser internado, necesita medicación. Pero ofendió a todo el mundo, y contra todo el mundo, y mató a soldados y a todos los evangélicos. Necesita medicación porque somos derechos humanos. Y misericordioso del Señor. Bet la kama rabefoch al kima rabefachal, anses lo kima rabefoch le givisochal betim, inskop le dikama rabefachol abestoterasim. La kelo ka rabefoch al kima rabefachol le visvatach al kishofen amatem. Incompleticama rabefochal betacha ablevesosigini. La escola kiram halvechol halanka halakam. Todos muertos. Shabbat. Shabbat. Soplecama rabefecho abledinka machala halatoshira. In la kimo rabechal abasosem. Y prostitutas evangelusa Faratu'Sh'Ha. We're always working with Sodoma and Gomorrah and blow-chopping them and making business about my life. And taking which is mine. Saying, Lord will forgive because of, we have sinned. And at the last time, the grace is increased. And the mercy is well, no matter what you do. Fopleka magrebe fechol platika machat chalikish patech al chava plinir. Lekua lekima ravefechol chavaplechati vishosmatev incompletely ravefogmatan. And I'm going to tell you this for identifying and putting you in evidence the reality and what this is. Stopel kavarevefecholati maravefechole chavat masim. You have been seeing the whole week been researching with Interpol the books of Guillermo Brain and its brother, Osvaldo Carnival and its brother, Juan Cruz and its brother, and Omar Cabrera, Bernardo Temateas, Carlos Anacondia, and their brothers. Sople kimarevefecholchala kimorevefechuable completed with Alem. Now, not in Buenos Aires, you understand what I say is a real name. Now, Alem. Belki marrevefechal besvaratachal chamatzem, in bloke marrevefechal blevesochev blevesosevesochev. Serpleke marrevefechal betzengelishmi revechal kirisrim. Copa de abominaciones le vienen a todos los evangelistas unidos y a toda Sodoma, Gomorra, KIRSHCNERS, UNASUR y a toda su masonería asociada 666, Latroviano, que son todos por los siglos en la eternidad Shalá. Y copa de abominaciones consumirá eternamente en el Seol por los siglos Shalá. Y toda la degeneración que me hicieron en vómito por la misma creación sobre sus muertes y sus tumbas en estiércoles se consumirán. Shalá, consumado es. Gracias a Don en tu nombre Yeshua Hazaret. Y por tu nombre Yahweh, Kadosh, El Chai, Avi, Avinu, Shalá, Kadosh. Gal programa plakima radzachlach matzim, ruach, tashvetsima, gal plasi pekio, imploria Shalá. Slokel rama plekima, revefochalchama plejamen y toda tu mesa. Abominación te consumirá y abominación comerás por los siglos. Evangelista, diablo de puerta, Shalá. Y ninguna otra cosa sucederá. Tu talismán es solamente muerte para vos. Shalá. Bentlakimo revefechalchal, ambatlikimo revefochal bispasim. Shlekivo revefecholakam, revesechalik bisosam. So, you found out the plekim borava fecha ma plekim mochavatov antlevis bot lechmata vasim inshkol plam inshkol pletov inshkol terem inshkol pletach antzach kolav antash somar im balvlecha blepotechecha mensova shelecha ba'anot somar kel borava fech ma plechimi revesochesh bantlevim inshkol pletika revefechol chama plekama revesosidi sheler. Tal oram tal vetolam aplekoram baravakam in seplekimo ravefechal chinitzir leitze vesechra shechle hishma ravefechal vesofamire leshkel kubua lekeshelekel rum lekeshol chabachol inklekim ravefechol bleterra sechashveti blekim ravefechol chalagim isvot amaram. Seltu shikal atesholan ateshlua rovasmi sekloki ravefochamata slevesh vaktika maravefecholevi ravefochaleki maratach lachashveti maratam robleki ravefochalvi sochatishkacham. I want you to pay attention in this picture. They says they are prophets. They says they has gifts of healing, transforming the man and the woman. They says they has the capacity to providing the reality of the kingdom and revelation of Lord and the reality of everyone and delivered from the sin into the holiness and the right walk and path for the Lord. That you cannot abandon and you cannot go off because of 7 worse demons shall come to you. And the worst of all will ever happen enters to naming Maria Magdalena and pleke Marabesechishvasechlim, but we don't see no fag and no chunky. But Lord have mercy, but fags, oh my God, if they don't regret, we're gonna watch them. And it's the terms they use. Se pleka maghrebe fecho blatika maghrebe fecho chama plekim. I'm plekim maghrebe fechlachim. Poor junkies. But thanks, oh my god. From plekim maghrebe fechol ka maghrebe fecheli visoser and ravesosim. And I want you to check this. Everyone says to be a prophet, and everyone says to giving let's call the word in the faith. Lord is going to answer you because of your faith. The talisman. The anointing is going to happen. The wonder. You're going to be making wonderful and biggest that he done. The talisman and the delusion of Lucifer. Once saying, because of his written in the word, you understand they are there. One thing is that I'm telling you, the testimony is the proof of El Chai for his spirit, not power. I want power. And attend a sorcery. There is the reality, faith, and faith at the belief what he will for to be is the moving toward you are going to get. Hope at the reality is you understand already is. And you are toward the reality of his will. And you remain at the stand you know he is. You expect that to come, and you expect to proceed, and you expect, even though you have no idea and you see a panorama, that you better just stand by hope. For however, whatever. Or simply, you don't know how to proceed in life, and you have the hope holding how to sustain yourself with. Other reality from Robert Blekiman is what he endorses and makes to be. Not what the delusional Diablo de Cuarta Evangelista pretends to happen, delivering that is being a prophet. The reality is faith is the clear element for the Blek Hamachlim. Ruach Elohim that terminates at the endorsement of El Chai, where he puts in all that need at his motive, his determination. And hope is the understanding always been and will ever be. Is written at the real word from Torah, which says, for hope were in Abraham while he couldn't see and advanced his edge, couldn't remain what the path and the age he embraced were too length of years of suffer and agony for so long events that he couldn't see farther his own at the reality of not even a breath will ever pass by from him that the advanced age wouldn't give him the possibility to giving the normal as any man will proceed. For the reason already the time has passed. But hope were enough to Adonai remain that he is a high, and the reality of his promise were the right upper clear fact and time for the reason of the world will be scrambled at the reality of he knew Sodom and Gomorrah already been ended. Through the reality came El Chai and said, and did I say to you this will ever happen? And Sarai, or Sarah, started to laughing, saying, we are too old, it's not really so much possible. I don't even remember what will be the custom of whenever I were youth. At the reality of you told me how to healing the condition of the Plech Miser and once the advanced age at the mid-age of mine were possible, but how will I? And Adonai watching her tells to Abraham, and why she thinks she can laugh, understanding that I am who I am. And Plekama Ravefech Holchim, Shklekima Ravefechua Blevetsafimave. And I'm going to send her to heaven and release her. Forgive me, please. Never needed it, and I won't. Thank God. From Blekama Ravefechol Chamalam, and Blekimo Ravefechu Blevesiv, Shleki morra vefechol ham ambleki morra vesochal vesvasive. Shlekil kavavra vefochal chematam. Sleposhel kavaker rachalak. Seplavim morra vefechol at blefismot anchevesanide. Sleshekela kela revechal vespotleki morra vefochal vespotlevim. Rotleki morra vesafimatzem. And at the hope were enough to Archai to saying, you still are mine, and I know that I put it in you what I know I birthed you for. That I made in you exist at the height of the reality of my name. And Neinati, Neinatav, and Robdefim. Nothing else is going to be except what I determined. Is the will of His, with or without faith, which He has every day. Is Himself enough, and the ones that remains at the everyday struggle with the faith and the hope, which fighting and understanding the wisdom to how to protect themselves while the world is trying to be around and trying to predate what He said I didn't say to be. That these perros degenerados, engendros de Sodoma y Babilonia, Evangelusa Faratu'Sh'Ha, were even then playing the, we are going to say what is the plecham. We are going to determine the blefacim. We already are trying to handle the plechmasim, and we are going to reach out because of far of us. Nothing to say. Sodoma and Gomorrah. And you can read Plakim of Rabbi Fachad, Plakim of Rabbi Sochalim, Shkleki Rabbi Fecholkam, and Plakim of Rabbi Sechlebiseh. And one and another, Tlavak Talahim, Blavak Takam, giving chamber seed at the Blechnikim of Rabbi Salim. And you see them all around. And Plekhamar Rabbi Fecheliki, Rabbi Fochelebisochlakim, you can read in Plat Erindasim and Coms. Slapekala Ravefechal Betima Ravesochali Shell, Kembali Lishektika, Lishel Gabo Ravaslika Masim, Ruach Elohim. Shlekim of Ravesachalim, where you don't see my presence, making the reality expressed, and the reality itself I'm going to show to you off of that, nothing to see. And whenever he said, he didn't mean, only what keeps you healed. You don't get no whack. You don't go to nothing. It's just holy. In the name of a witchcraft. Blokim of Rebefechol Takam Achalcham, Adonai announced and kept the judgment in the holy Ruach Elohim Kadosh. Over the ones untouched and kept Kadosh in front of him with the condition of all prophets and judges and no one to touch. And always remaining reality to provide and keep welfare, justice and reality over his name. And there were a prophet and a judge. And the reality were the good and the bad, the abomination and the reality, the judgment. I put it, says Adonai, and not the sickness test. And that Tlikama Revesim whenever said, we're done. And you see this, and you see, oh brother, you just went off and that devil just got you out. Come over again. And the reality is, wherever I be found, you may have the Bleraman, you may the Halakimarim, but always I'll be there. And the situation is not playing the Pleki Mohavasachim, but neither coming to Blech Mohavasach Matav. Ashat. Ropleki Mohavafecholaki Mohavafechola Vespacholakintim. Obleka Ravafechol Hamatlechma Halvitsochavetlach Pikashev. Blekon Ravafechol Hamaplegi Mohavasacholikish Vitzicha Patpatzah. Now, the clear fact is, they need to trample, to suppress, to destroy, to submit. We are the authority, we command, we are, and you're not gonna be because of my command. and needs to destroy and disfigurate because of they says to be and nobody else. And it's exactly this who these are. Evangelus Faratu'Sh'Ha. Roblekimo revefechol chavaplekim revefechol. In roblepikama revefechol chavaplikama revefecholibim. Skalplikama revefechol blekima revefechol bletiram. Shlekima revefechua blevespot lekima revefecholibim. Steltishkalekama revefechol bletechmatav flaveserav. Atlekimarim. And you see them. And people gets off because of the business of them with Sodoma and Gomorrah. I come first and I'm saying the things he says, and I prove that I done. But says he says Matash. I said, oh my God, he thinks he's. Por favor, salid acá. Por favor, salís ahora mismo de acá y cerrás esa puerta. Cerrás esa puerta ahora. Cerrás esa puerta. Sorry. Von plekama revefachalchim, so plekimo revefechuab levesos plekiva sebaban. Kol plekama revefechol chalbiab antzebo pleves asher. Rod plekima revefechuab levesot levispad. Ishko pletikama rafachal bespot levisish kadin. Kol ple rafachal, kol ple rabatefa. Ample vorefachal kimospet tashmatlar ancher chamati. Slopo alavesh kal plekama revefechal chalakam. Shlep bikava revachi besiva. Slepo aplekaram blefo plevesaram. Bleofa blekadit kalachat lachmi de shefinam. So the ones that were at the trucks, which are not the clan, is a market and a business for the, we show you and we say to you what is coming and what it is, and what happened. And they are making spell behind in the background for this to be for the testimony. With them Sodoma y Gomorrah and them market off. Okay, I take this once. You don't worry, I'm going to handle this. But don't you hurt them no much. Oh, our old animal, have you seen what they did to them? Oh my God, with the Department of Victims. And the reality is exactly plekamar refochal chamatim. Slopel kamar refochal chava plekimar resoshal ro plekimar refish vitika chal bekor rechal besimir. Shloal shloel karam chal kamar. Shlepola revefecha lekol shtivishla khati atish facholoto oshnam arremavim. And who will be in prostitution. Oh, and Maria Magdalena, what happened? Maria Magdalena were a victim like this. All the generates have done them. For the making the plika marevefechi bishochal chamat with a very spell of avasa anashator of bitas anatokol ba'alatu ba'alashanam for the trend to approaching the Lord and watching if it could ever be fitting him. Premeditated for. And you read at Agli Maharasim, and there will be the woman, and the woman shall approach, and asking for redemption, and once touching him, the whole of the premeditated but plefeka at GOV.AR will ever just come to Eladon because it will look like a man. Like ancient time, the impureness to touch the holy will ever be a disaster to the kingdom. And and will submit and surrender. And it never happened that way either. So the woman were a victim, unconscious and with no knowledge about nothing around what pretended to do with. And the woman were destroyed and corrupted by the plechim and threatening with the pasbata'at and shevon. Irodia klika were a plechim and were shansa il kaiser, making this to the population for power, like Evangelus to us. Now, Sopleka marrebe fejol platicam, marrebe fejal besofesim, isko platicam marrebe fejoa platishikal hadachlam. And you see them all around, and they goes around because of they just got apart, and it's a permanent thing to doing, and they gotta persist until the end. And the reality is told. Fe olam rebe fachma and rebe sachimot lebe susan, shklekimo rebe fechol kama rebe chalbisofenatim. Once anyone goes back, I never were there. Once anyone receives the same, I never have been found in the such. Once the reality comes to destroy, I have never been. And the ones that promises to make in this, that I will come about, the reality is simple. They produce it for they to be. Admi agrom datuat. Which is exactly Sodoma and Gomorrah. Ferro fachmatzer halikim. Once you understand the high, once you are with the high, you suffer for the reason of what this produces. With them spell, pretending to happen, pretending to play authority and anointed. But whenever Adonai is, the reality is simple, prevails. Ruach Elohim is not bloods, and not usable and not manipulable. And the profanation is the other one that does, forever Shabbat. And it's not forgiven. So plekimo revefechol chalam, implokema revefechol dachim, aplekimo revefechol basibar, inkobleter machal chamatim. They says, Feli ramatim, in the name of Ch. Whenever said Ch, Che, Adonai said, Chal vechim ashaf. And Adonai says, you profane which is mine, presuming that you are mine for the making what I don't send, for self-glory and empire of criminals and abominables. And it's written at aplakar hatish motechmachal bidmiv, isblokimar rechubat lemiv, saying, because of I heard naming me as MATRAHTA'V and SODOMA, and I saw them making like the weirdest ever blechmachim with some plevashtav, saying methodically kemba raman, making klevachim on plevasasim, and calling to my plechamatim, an enemy of mine, making the plecharichimim for they to remain. And abomination were crossed in front of me, while through they covered the whole of the Blech Risam, pretending to rising and Blech Masich Borach Lechavat Bivi Matzevam. Who you think you were and you will come to be, with the glorious ever trust on the dispossession of the ones that I put it for me, with the staining blood of them at the shore of the Blech Bacham, and your feet in the mood of the Sodom and Blech Bachamativ, naming my name and staining my presence. Says the Chai to EVANGELICALS. Destroying the one that I put at my name, and at my reality and not yours. And you pretend with the hati kamarim like any witch, presuming I will be at the Sehasikar and endorsing the fever of your bones at the Sehasikar Reves Masia. And lekomar revefechol tamar revefechel bisoshelim, inklokimar revefocha bispatev. And like me, Yeshua. Because of I'll see them coming, and they will pretend, and they will rejoice, while I to come to pretending to be with them, while supposedly my real Elijah shall be destroyed by them, and presumed to be my enemy, and I will be with them and cheering him, pretending he to be a demon, while the reality shall be the plekar mefach lacham, and whenever I do say, you cannot be not anymore Elijah, because of I already punished you, and the reality of this cannot really proceed about no reality and nothing to be around clear fact of nothing I will ever want from you. And they will rejoice, saying, we told you, he rejected him, and will give to us the spirit of the reality. And I will show to witnesses and reality that I know whenever I judge and I say no. Because of liars and criminals and abominables and thieves. Then, suddenly in the way where lies an offense with your honors, recorded in a very special way and genuine protocol or legitimately, the complete of the video, I'm going to end this way. And I was saying that Adonai said, thieves and genociders and abominations, for plekan revefechu bablekima teshklikal refachtachal, inshkopla remapli verchapishi itzal, roplekima revespitesh metzivar, למרופמר and לקור רבסך השפצינים, לישל גיבר רבפו רבספחלק מספוס לשלק. צל מושלו אקטיקמה רבפכו לבם, שלפיפה צלה כשכל הרפח חלך מער, סלו שלקי לרבפו עצימה פלקימה רבסושתרים, לכו לבם הפלפסו, אמפלקימה רבפכו בפלפס הסמר. And we're right in. As testimony, as commandment. Lesh letika berove chalaki moreve fechua blevesosh terim. Lestortika shkalaki moreve fechola vimar. Atela shteveka reve fechuba blekima reve spotlechima teshmatziva mar. Leshkelaki moreve foat levis spotlekima reve shomar. Liat lekir reve foat silashkelam. Repach matzerki moreve sushle imetzima. Yeshua el Chayla Kadosh. Slopele kale romba chalaki mo plebes potikan reta chidishi mishere. Del uba kleki mo revefechuba plebes vaser. Le oshleki mo revefechua pleke mo revechla heshmot levis monsenim. Sleki bort leki revefochmat leki mo revefechua plebes sofar. Shlepa revefochmat leki mo enchotechti keshasechal. Elvot like maar refochim. Isosleki arrefochamaten. Slopaleki maar refechtischkilati hamaple rofat pitisishle eka an secholak. Der robafim refecholakim, refechoable besot levim. Shlekolaki refechochal beachpiat lekemores patlachi, sislaki shketeva. Roplekim bo refefosleti, roplekim bo refeshla atzel. Achal kala ratachal vishto atzima plekoma revessu. Leshekal leshekeler, der revechal mesosh meter. Liat lekal lerofeshachala chala kimat viatishlat shevova. Leshu atzemot aleko aleroshuv. In lestia plekar revefos leste shelek. Roplekima revefechula mesle shemashel. Apлекול חלה חלמת אשתי, אפלקול רבפת מסתשתלם, תעצה שבע כלה רשתי ציבה הנחלקם, רופלקי וחבת פוע פלבסטיש לצר כולה כי תשתה, רופלקמה רבפועת לחל אנטש מציר. סלפפלקם רבפיית לתשקול, לקימה רבפוך לקימה צמר, לשוליקמה רבפועת לבסטיש לתיה, Rople fachalama pleva sushkalia, rople fachalesta. In plekima revesamave. Lekalekama blegama ravamita, plevesikalescobelim, roblegima flegima donsla, kimbordest onsteli, bekalkima revesibastik hatasichai, aslipaplit mosombre vonsti. Parvaterka repolferi veslovatav. Ale kombrashtima replovikamat plestu tevaspleki yikal rematim one said he and ended not sus. Well said chi and ended not sus says. Amblekima revefechulak mi retachal, anspetlekima revesochal chiniti, leshkela, ramatzia, shlimi vima. Ablekima revefechol chamapleki dastesi Yeshua, Hoplekimo revetachla atsemat. Antlekimo revefecho platikastel chalaat etzer. Amblekimo revefochmachal leamati. And lekimo revesim. Abominations table, abominations cup. Or cope. Forever shall consume them. And them grapes shall be the plekimo revesichidam, revesim, buked ever after of the blechmatim. Upon them shall be for the whole of the abominations and what they've done by the creation. And them grapes shall be consumed in the excrement of a plekimo revesisanamar. So plech rabeth flacham, and the ones that vacillation, which is not a word, brismelki, Maknesh is not a word. Makshnes. There's to do. Is exactly replakimo charesalam for our death. So plekama revefechual kima revefechual arisosher in completi kama plechamach adachlakimisera. Shloal kimi revefechulam for the name of Yeshua Haser El Chai Elah. Mashiach El Adon Kadosh, and for the name of Yahweh, Melech Avinu Elokeinu Eloheinu Eloi Malkai El Adon El Chai Kadosh. It's done and consumed. So plekama revefechol bletikam ba revefechol bletika shechal chamam. Ferales diablos, amplekimo revesidim, death everybody but victims. Sloet lekimo revefechol blatam, and revefechol blevespasim, shlokimo revefechol kiva revesocha lekilian. Slopela revefechel bisot lekimo revechua blevesmatzim, shleila kia revechol blekimar, an lekimi revefochal kivetzish likia pachavtuch matel, shvelekimi revesochal vesa. Shlapar revefachamat lekimo resachish, techlachim, genociders, Jewish siders, genociders at the size of the blekimo revefechol bakimab, rebloki revefochal kivisoshalita. Amplekam revefechua blekimo revefochal kivisoshaliti, glekimo revefochal. Antlekimo revefechal, in shoplekimo retechal, shaplekimo revefechal, and plekimo revesar, in skoplet and revetmas, nishef. I am Elia, and I am Elia. It's Itzechai, da ila ishel chni Itzechai, kadosh, rimpavlem. Whoever profaned me, and abominations for, like we're told since the beginning announced, it is not to touch the atliki of Duchmatzim, which belonging and owning El Chai to be his, for abominations and filthy. And it's me. For plekima revesechalchinim, whoever Adonai taken and his remains ever after. What Adonai gave them, Adonai did and remains the way he made them. What Adonai never and profaned dies for. Who profaned me and profaned Ruach Elohim, none forgiven ever after, dies. Who victim Adonai takes, who reality of his, Adonai shall prevail, making well. And will make him prevail ever after. For plekama revefechot platia retachlach mativam, and slevishoklikima revefechib, implodes bikama retachal vesili, mishlechama anchaniv. Whenever you don't know, you shall not do. Whenever you pretended, you make mistakes. Whenever you evil, I'm sorry. The evilness from the victimized is the mercy for a high, but the conscience of the afforded is the pleasure for that one worth dead. The illusory character of making opportunistic in front of his name is ever after death, and sadness for the abominable rat there to will do something in front of his. And the reality of the just and afforded for the well is love ever after that he will embrace. Shalom. And the sickness, let this soul, abomination, to ever after sink in ever death and never shall no more. Shalom. HTTPS www. Fengriva chelaki maghrefechol. Inshkoplatika maghrefechal. Inshpopleki maghrefechua. Blevesposti maghrefesafim. Ishkelpleki maghrefechua. Blevesochavet masivim. Reva verma. Inserchaven. Verchavat. Sotleki maghrefechu blevesam. Gelpika maghrefechmati. Insotleki maghrefechamati. Anshabov levenatima. And the bastards seek to generate thirst to keep on making the same. And so they die like demons. And Evangelos Barros with them, with the burden of victims. Rembopleki moram, Ratachal infamy. Shala. Continuing and completed.